stress, is it good? Is it bad? You know, I think it's important to have that conversation. So there's good stress, okay? That's oftentimes referred to as hormesis, which is when you have a certain amount of stress that can lead to good things, you know. And so an example of hormetic stress or hormesis would be exercise, right? So if you exercise, the benefit, the good benefit, right, would be increased muscle mass, strength, increased strength. Exercise also improves blood sugar control, right? So these are all examples of a good effect that stress can bring through exercise. You don't want one to be higher than the other, because it's when that happens that we get thrown into this chronic state of stress where overall our bodies start to stimulate the adrenal glands to produce more and more stress hormone, i.e. cortisol, right? So I gave you an example. So chronic stress could be any of these things on this board here, right? So chronic stress could be a chronic infection, right? So one of the things many people are talking about right now is the long C, right? The long viral infection. That's chronic, right? But there are plenty of other examples of chronic infection. There's Lyme disease, a perfect example of a type of chronic infection. Some people have candida overgrowth or candidiasis that's pervasive, then it's chronic, right? So there are a lot of different examples of how chronic infections can create an overstimulation of the immune system, causing increased stress over time, right? We also have hypoglycemic states, so where this is an example of good and bad stress, because if your blood sugar drops too low, it's good that your body stimulates cortisol release to help dump sugar back into the bloodstream. But if your blood sugars are chronically low all the time, then that's not necessarily good, because too much cortisol can start to create problems. So again, it's about the balance between the good and the bad.